Hi guys, welcome back to the Sports Doyen. It's the post day live on after the third day. It was a very disappointing day for Indian cricket, I must admit, because what do we say? I mean, before we get to the day, welcome, big warm welcome to Kalyan, who's joining us for the very first time. Hi Kalyan, hope you're doing well.
Hey, thanks, Anurag. How are you?
Just about good, man. I think uh, after the kind of heart attacks this team gives you, I mean, you just about cope with it and somehow hope to be okay with it. What else can you do? But okay, I'll come straight to you on this. Right from the beginning of the day, it felt like our batsmen wanted to play a little quicker than usual. If you look at Rohit Sharma, he was in the 5 or 6 deliveries he played, he already had a boundary. Shubman Gill was batting at a strike rate of 100. And even the people who came after, it seemed like there was a little bit of rush. I mean, obviously, Rishabh Pant, he did that well, but it seemed like the batsmen were in a bit of rush. Do you think that is where we threw away too many wickets?
Yes, I do think that that is the reason why we have lost way too many wickets. But then that's how we got the success as well in Australia.
Yeah,
So they thought to continue the positive approach, and that backfired today, unfortunately. And
yeah.
also on this kind of
Do you
flat
think
track,
in the back of the mind they're thinking about a win already, like doing about something spectacular in their mind?
yeah,
I mean, it's not wrong.
Kohli just made an open statement as well about this, saying we always go for the win. We don't
Yeah,
even think of draw.
yeah,
So this Indian team just try is trying to be too aggressive, maybe trying to replicate 2000s Australia or something. But it still has a lot of shortcomings. If they can
yeah.
address those things and then have this approach, I think they are good to go. I'm not unhappy with the approach, but right, the things didn't fall in place. That is what I'm worried about as of now.
Yeah, I think a lot of things didn't go our way. Prathamesh, things were going. I mean, there were not. There was not one single phase where things were going well. We
Yeah,
were, and I must say, Dom's credits to Dom Bess. He got the wickets, but it didn't
yeah,
seem like he took the wickets. It's more like we gave it away. Jofra
yeah,
Archer's delivery to Rohit Sharma was good.
yeah,
Dom Best to Virat Kohli, that was another good dismissal. But again, if you
yeah,
look at the other ones, Pujara, very, very unfortunate.
yeah,
Rishabh Pant, that's what he does. I mean, there are shortcomings to it, as Kalyan said, but fantastic innings in the first place. I think that's the first thing to mention.
yeah,
So if you look at the broader perspective of the day, we did. I mean, the intent was not totally wrong, but again,
yeah,
it did cost us a little bit. I mean, when you're going all out aggressive, these are the nightmares that you hope they don't come true, and it sort of
yeah.
did on the day.
I mean, to address this in the order which you asked, for I think if you look at it in a little more critical way, I would feel I think Virat and Rohit's dismissals also could have been avoided in a way because Rohit was pushing for the ball, trying to have that feel of ball on bat. He probably felt that the wicket was good enough to score quick runs on, which is why
Yeah,
he pushed at delivery. He usually wouldn't. Virat
yeah,
Kohli, in an attempt to get a cheeky single towards the covers, tried to place that ball towards covers. The ball did not spin at all, and it just bounced and took the edge. I mean, obviously, good catch by Ollie Pope. It was, and
uh,
the other wickets. I mean, Shubman Gill again. I felt it was his previous deliveries that Jofra Archer hit him on
he
the
got it
gloves
on
as
that.
well,
Yeah, yeah,
and after that he just went a little reckless in that sense, but I think he wanted to score runs. That's the kind of batsman he is. Again, you don't want Shubman Gill to be bogged down. Cheteshwar Pujara was extremely unlucky. I don't really want to comment on that dismissal. It's
yeah.
once in a lifetime dismissal.
Prathamesh, it was inches away. Had it hit the helmet, that would have been not out.
That would have been not out, exactly. So it's like once in a lifetime you have this bad luck that you get out. That's the kind of bad luck Pujara is having right now, right? Whenever he's in the 70s, he fights hard. He either gets a peach of a delivery or he gets it out
Yeah,
like this. So that's incredibly unfortunate. Rishabh Pant, I mean, I've still seen on Twitter and Facebook people blaming him. You didn't blame him when he scored 91 runs in the same way. So I don't know why all of this is all of a sudden popping up. Pant's last three test innings in India 92, 92, 91. So I don't know why people have
yeah,
all of a sudden taken charge on Rishabh Pant when he was actually the only batsman I felt who looked spot on with his intent. He wasn't too defensive, he wasn't too aggressive. He took the bowler on which he knew that he could take on, and he did well in that sense.
Yeah,
Coming to Ashwin and Sundar again, I think Sundar looked good again, except for that one no look six
solid.
attempt,
Yeah,
which looked horribly wrong. I mean, you cannot hit no look sixes
no
every
look
now and
six.
then.
Yeah,
But okay, I mean, at the end of the day, he's not a proper batsman. He's always a bowling all rounder who can bat. So you can't expect too many things. Ashwin again looked solid in defense, but when he's trying to play those offensive shots, he's not able to find the gaps. But I think the end of the day, Indians were more focused on just playing out the day, not losing another wicket. Coming to the intent, Anurag, I felt that there are mountains that are meant to be climbed, but there are also certain wars that you have to win, but you can lose a battle for that. Indians are the way they're going recklessly at this point of time. You are giving the initiative to England. You know, at this point of time, if there is any team that can win this test match, and I would say probably 70% of that is the probability that England win this test match. And then you have to win all the three test matches to, qualify for the World Test Championship finals. So that is strategically I don't know how that works out. If you looked at the way England batted on a wicket that wasn't turning as much, that wasn't offering as much help to the bowlers, they took their time, right? So I think the Indian batsmen could have taken their time. I think Virat himself, when he came out on the pitch, he was a little too defensive, but that was again because the wickets had fallen before because of the batsmen were trying to be too offensive. So there is no middle ground at this point of time for the way Indians have approached this innings, which is why we are where we are. So I just feel that this has to change. I mean, you can't be so haphazard in the way that we deal with things. Obviously, I feel now one thing will help that England will lose points for the over rate thing. So let's just hope
yeah.
that that comes
There'll be a
into our
penalty.
favor.
So yeah, again, talking about Rishabh Pant, I think one thing people are missing out is he's always going to play that way. You can't expect him
Yeah,
to play 50 or 100 deliveries and block. I think he's never going to survive those many deliveries if he's going to
yeah,
try and block it out. He's going to survive if he plays that attacking cricket. So again, that works out well when the top order contributes. Today that
yeah.
was a failure, wasn't it, Kalyan? So it's sort of, and I think you were trying to make a point in between.
Yeah. What I was trying to say is about Rahane's failure versus spin. So that
Yeah,
should probably be the focal point because it's not the first time. It's been since 2016 that he hardly contributed in India. So
yeah,
Yeah.
one test here and there won't help us because he's the vice captain of Indian team. And
yeah.
upon that, he's got a terrible record against off spin. So and also
Yeah.
being an Indian
Yeah,
batsman,
there is a stat right on your screen. Like if you can see Rahane in 20 home tests since England to 2016-17,
yes,
29 innings, average is 32, 19 dismissals versus spin. That is
Wow.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
that's nuts.
So even against subpar spinners or inexperienced spinners, he struggles. So
Yeah.
I think Indian management is just giving too much importance to Rahane at the moment. Maybe he's taking it for granted in Test cricket, especially. He's dropped in South Africa. He's got warnings here and there, but then after that 100 in Melbourne, probably he should be the focal point, not Rishabh Pant or Shubman Gill, who are relatively new to Indian cricket.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, totally. It's been a while since Rahane has done well at
Yeah.
in Indian
Except for
conditions.
that
Right? But
Melbourne 100, except for Melbourne 100 in the recent past, he hasn't really contributed with the bat. And we kind of have like overlooked that in the Australian tour because his captaincy was really good. But now
Correct.
I think this will
And
again come to
also,
the forefront. Yeah.
yeah, and also he averaged what 36 despite that 100 in Melbourne in Australia. So if you consider his batting abilities, even there he was kind of average. His
Yeah.
100 after that 36 all out look great. Only that is something that we can talk about Rahane.
yeah,
So maybe Indian management should have a critical eye on Rahane and not the youngsters. Or and also
yeah, yeah. I think that makes more sense because we have like a bunch of other cricketers waiting on,
yes,
and yeah.
exactly, yes. Yes.
So yeah, that's a crucial point. I'll just take a few comments before I bring both of you back again. Medha says, "Yo, hi Medha." So Masoom says, to bring in perspective, average of other Indian batsmen at home in the same period, which is in context with Rahane's uh, average. 91 Virat Kohli, 54 Pujara, 51 Murli Vijay, 45 Jadeja, 45 Rahul, 97 Rohit, 99 Mayank, Saha and Ashwin pretty much again less than what Rahane
Yeah.
has. Vipul asks, is Kalyan a CSK fan?
Oh,
I doubt it. No, he's not. I think he's barely an IPL fan at best, if I'm not
yes.
wrong. Yeah,
Yes.
so we'll not get there. Masoom says only two Indian venues where Rohit Sharma is averaging less than 20, 14 at Pune and 17 at Chennai, minimum 5 innings. Okay,
I think
interesting.
this is deceptive because we don't
Yeah, it's
often play
deceptive, totally.
same venues in India.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's truly true. I not really take that into consideration much, but again, yeah, a stat. Masoom Jain again. He just so you know, Masoom is one of our unofficial stats person, so he's going to bring a lot of stats here. Virat Kohli in the last 7 Test innings, true, he's not had great scores, just one 50 and an average of 18. Again,
Yeah.
that's also a little bit of a concern because
Yeah.
it's been a while since Virat Kohli. Pre 2019, Virat Kohli was getting to 50. He was definitely getting to 100, almost 7 out of 10 times. That has jogged down in the recent times, and that's a little bit of a concern because it's almost getting into the second year running
Yeah.
that thing. So let's see. Hope he breaks the duck soon. Pujara is dismissed once every 102 deliveries that he faces that are quicker than 140. Of batsmen to have faced 1,000 such deliveries, only Smith has a better dismissal rate. Yeah, Maso. I mean, people. There are people who don't 100% agree with the approach of Pujara, which is everyone has their own
That's fine. Yeah.
opinions. But again, Pujara is absolutely solid when it comes to his defense. I think that is one area where I think we all can agree there. Shivam says India will qualify even if we beat England 2-1. I doubt it actually.
No, though we
I
have
think
to
it's,
beat them
it's
with
a
a
minimum
margin of
two.
two. Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
we
to
have
beat
to
them
win
with a
by a
margin
margin
of
of
two.
two. India have to win 2 tests, and India have to win by a 2 test margin, Shivam. So I think
Yeah.
uh, Masum again says England scored 429 runs against Spain in this innings, the most they've managed in a single innings since 1974. Oof.
Wow.
And
That
also we have to also admit that Washington Sundar's and Nadim's spin wasn't great. It wasn't spinning at all.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it
it's
wasn't
like
spin.
hitting slow darts.
It was
yeah,
left arm slow bowling and right arm slow bowling.
Yes,
It wasn't
yeah.
exactly.
spin.
Yeah, Kalyan, what did you make of Kuldeep not getting picked? Isn't it a little harsh because Ravi Shastri comes out and says Kuldeep is our premium spinner, he's our first choice spinner, and he's
Yes, yes.
across all formats. Obviously, if it's tests, it's Ravichandran Ashwin. But across all
Yeah,
formats, he says Kuldeep is the premium spinner, and then he doesn't get an opportunity. Like he goes an entire tour of Australia without getting a chance. Now, this test match where everyone was expecting him to get an opportunity, he doesn't.
yeah.
And
I think
yeah,
these kind of docile tracks, I think we need little bit of mystery. I
yeah,
don't know why they chose Shahbaz Nadeem if Aksar was injured. So
yeah,
I thought it was a terrible choice. Nadeem, I know here and there performed well, but then he never looked like a player who
caretaker.
belonged to this level, right? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if
a
I'm
gamble.
critical, but Kuldeep, yes, people might not read his wrong run as
Yeah.
well
Yeah,
as you would think. So at least there we might have had chances, especially against open chested players like Dominic Sibley or maybe other right-handers in England. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
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 yeah, truly.
Anurag, he's won through three bio bubbles without getting his chances, right? One in the IPL, one in the Australian tour, one in this current
Oh,
bio bubble. Imagine mentally how that must be, absolutely rattling him. And also, England in their setup do not have any bowler who has ever bowled Chinaman. So, like,
yeah.
it's a complete mystery. You can do as many analysis as you want, but वो जो एक personal touch होता है, जब तक वो समझ
Yeah.
में नहीं आएगा, you can't understand Chinaman bowling. It's not that easy. So
It's
it's
difficult. It's totally difficult. And on a track like this, I think we don't have to complain anything about the track because if India had won the toss, I think
yeah,
the entire scene would have been in India's favor the way it is in England's favor right now. So
yeah,
I'll not complain about the track, but on a track like this, when the toss doesn't go your way, you need as much uh, assistance, like off the pitch assistance. Now, these are bowlers. Jasprit Bumrah and Kuldeep Yadav are the bowlers who can make things happen on a pitch where nothing happens, because
Yeah.
they have a variety of skills in their armory. Uh, Again, yeah, we can keep talking about that. That really disappointed a lot of people. So let's see where that goes. Dismissing the tail has been a problem for India in recent years. Since the start of 2019, only West Indies have a higher collective bowling average against batsmen from 8 to 11. Not a great stat to be a part of, but
Yeah.
goes to the West Indies. What a
Yeah.
fantastic win today. I think that
Fantastic
is one
victory.
thing we can
I was
afford to talk
watching
about a
both the
little bit.
matches parallelly.
Yeah, indeed. I think this is you. We can keep talking and we can keep appreciating the Gabba performance as much as we can. But even this
Yeah.
is very much on the similar lines, because a lot
Yeah.
of the West Indian cricketers were not going to Bangladesh because of
Yeah.
security reasons, because of the bio. They were not convinced with the bio bubble and the
Yeah.
safety measures that were picked by the Bangladeshi staff.
Yeah.
There were plenty of reasons why.
He was a debutant scoring a fourth innings 100. So
Exactly. I
Double
mean,
100. I
you
mean,
yeah,
can't
fourth innings
write a
double
script
100.
like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I
Anurag,
was so
at the
surprised.
risk of
Yeah.
getting a lot of abuse from people, but
Don't.
I'm going to say this. I feel that
Sure.
this one does stand as good as Brisbane. The reason
Yeah.
being that, first of all, West
It is, I think.
Indians in Brisbane, we still are good against fast bowling, but we all know how West Indies are terrible against spin bowling, right? Especially these young players or this inexperienced lot
People
who looked absolutely
experience,
clueless
yeah.
in the first. They looked absolutely clueless in the first inning, and imagine how well they must have batted. Myers like 7-6 mare, yaar. Matlab, every now and again he was ready to just smash the ball into the crowd.
And a lot of them
His
came after his after he went past 120, 130.
Yeah,
Unfortunate thing for us Indians was we did not have a telecast, so
yeah,
we
we did
can't
not have
really talk
telecast.
much about it. And also to all the people, I suggest you go also follow the Pakistan South Africa test, which is sort of
Yeah,
going along in the similar lines.
yeah,
We could be in for a fantastic final day. It's all great advert for Test cricket. India have to win two tests, says Shivam. I'll get to the Kyle Myers and whatever West Indies did. Craig Brathwaite again. He was fantastic. He was the only senior batsman. I mean, if he
yeah.
is the senior most batsman, that speaks how not so good the team is. And still, I
Yeah.
think what they've done is fantastic.
Myers' first
Masoom
class
Yates,
average is 28, by the way.
28. Yeah, I mean, he got in the side only because there were no other players, and what a
And
blessing
also
in
he did
disguise.
well in CPL. So that
Yeah,
was
he
the
did well in
reason.
CPL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, people can keep talking about all these T20 leagues not being, not a great advantage to the game, but it also sometimes, especially Caribbean Premier League or the IPL or BBL, where crowds come in, where you are playing under pressure, which doesn't happen in a Ranji game or a Sheffield Shield game. This is where you learn to play under pressure. I think that is what helped this guy today. So that's great, and we have Kushag joining. I am guessing Atul will be joining us soon. So
Yeah.
uh, coming next, Masoom also says Pakistan's batting in the Test series: 1 to 5 batsmen, 367 runs, 6 to 11, 630. Again, that's
640
quintessentially
runs.
Pakistan cricket. That is quintessentially Pakistan cricket. Rishabh Pant becomes the first Indian to hit more than 4 sixes against England in an innings. Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
I
first
can
Indian
remember
batsman.
Kapil Dev straight away. I mean, I
अबे
mean, maybe
टेस्ट
he hit
मैच
just
होगा
4 sixes there.
टेस्ट मैच होगा ये टेस्ट मैच का रिकॉर्ड बता रहा हूँ
Kapil
मैं.
Dev hit 4 sixes to avoid follow on back in the day, and
Yeah, but
he was captain in the
maybe this
90s.
is more than four, na?
I,
This is 5 6s.
more than 4. Okay, fine. Yeah. Rishabh Pant has now been dismissed in the 90s 4 times. Yes, I think that's a little bit of a worry. Since he made his debut, no other batsman has been dismissed more than twice between 90 and 1990. Doesn't help.
Yeah,
Masoom, this
Do
is
we
the
do we
only fifth
really
time
need
in a
those
test.
stats,
we
Anurag?
don't really.
We
I
don't,
think I
but
think I
Masoom
think
helps us
no, I
with
mean
stats, and we read
nothing
them.
against
Yeah.
nothing against Masoom or anything like that particularly, because
Yeah.
he's just stating an obvious fact. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
picking the stats from maybe ClickWiz or ClickInfo or something like that, or maybe he's heard it on on Twitter or something like that. But
Commentary. Yeah.
fans have a tendency to over discuss such things. My
Yeah.
point is,
That's why I removed it so far.
my
Yeah.
point is 180 over wicket keeping kiya yaar usne. He should not have even come out to bat today, I feel. I
Yeah,
think the top order, as Akshay says in the comments, top order should take responsibility. I think the way, the
Yeah.
casual manner in which Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill got out was absolutely preposterous to me. I think even Ajinkya Rahane is a bit of a worry for me personally speaking, because
yeah,
even if you remember before the Australian tour, there were voices calling for KL Rahul instead of him. in the lineup, his batting had been a question mark, and I think he needs runs. I know he showed excellent leadership, excellent captaincy in Australia, but यार उनको थोड़ा काम करना पड़ेगा. He needs to buck up and show that he is the class batsman that we know, and unka home record, as you know, Anurag, is not that great.
We were just talking. I think Kalyan actually brought that point and he sort of explained it in a more extensive manner. Otherwise, we actually wouldn't have been talking about this point. So and continue.
Yeah, so his home record that is not particularly fantastic, and of course he averages more away. And as you rightly said, Atul was free and he's joined.
He has just had.
Yeah, and so all in all, I feel 3 days जो कि completely dominated by England. उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा खेला है in the sense that they've absolutely outplayed India in all three departments, even in the fielding department today. हम लोग ने देखा कि they took some fantastic catches and they were really committed on the field. They were backing up their bowlers with catches. I think the drop of Washington Sundar was probably the only blemish on the English fielding effort there. And it's a bit of a stretch to call it a drop because it was a tough chance. It was a tough chance for Jafra Archer. But all in all, full credit to Joe Root and his boys. He's been on top from I think ball 1 in this Test match, and we are at the end of 270 overs almost. I think 3 or 4 overs were left at the end of the day's play, but we are end of 270 overs, and England have dominated the entire 270 overs. So massive credit to them. And I heard you guys talking about it, and it would be remiss of me not to mention West Indies and their incredible batting effort by the two debutants and by two players who are playing their absolute first innings in Asia. First Test match in Asia to chase down 390 odd on the 5th day on a Chattogram pitch against those spinners like Taijul, Mehdi, Shakib. All of these guys is just incredible. Even Mustafizur, let's not forget him, the seamer, left arm seamer from Bangladesh. So absolutely incredible batting by Bonner and Meyer. I think I know it's a shame that we don't have that official telecast in India, which I am actually quite stunned about that Star have pulled out those rights. How must they now be missing that fact on a day when loads of Indian viewers were turning off? I'm sure a lot of them would have skipped over to the West Indies Bangladesh Test match because how well it was going. Look at us, how many of us were skipping over to the Pakistan South Africa Test match because South Africa actually made a meal. And they've actually started to as Atul is doing he's nodding quite knowingly, because South Africa is showing what probably India was showing in Brisbane, and all three visiting teams personally I feel are on top right now.
I mean I don't even want to welcome Atul because it's like he's a regular member now. I mean I do want to ask how are you, but I think he's fine. So I think just move on with it.
I think after
this is one thing I wanted to talk about. Highest scores in the 4th innings of a Test match, all fantastic occasions. This one obviously from Kyle Mayers, Abbas Ali Beg, India versus England in Manchester 1959. That series India lost 5-0, and that innings from Abbas Ali Beg came against Fred Truman and Ken Barrington and people like that. So imagine. So and obviously the Faf du Plessis.
Was Jim Laker also part of that team?
Yes, I think he was. He was.
Jim Laker as well.
Imagine. So again, and Faf du Plessis against, that was, I think, a lot of us do remember that one.
Yes.
So Sports Kappa adds, and to take into perspective Rahane's shortcomings to spin, Kohli has been dismissed only twice to spin since 2018. If Rahane is dropped, KL comes in. Atul, you want to take this?
Oh no, he's not dropped, man. Come on.
See, he won't be dropped, but if you hypothetically want to think about that, I think why not get Mayank Agrawal in, and if you depend too much on Rohit Sharma, get Rohit Sharma down the order. Get Rohit Sharma down the order. If you're going to blabber about his home average throughout the whole series and he doesn't perform at the top of the order, so why not get Rohit Sharma down the order and maybe he scores at that point of time. I would really love if Rohit performs, because the kind of batsman he is, he can turn the game in like a session or two. So I think But it will be harsh on Rahane, being the vice captain of the team, and you're dropped.
He
You're
can't
dropped
be
off.
dropped. I'm sorry.
You won't
Yeah.
be dropped. You won't be
So
dropped.
it's
None of the
a
batsmen.
Shivam.
He needs to-
I think.
Yeah.
Shivam, as they call it,
Carry
the
on.
unpopular opinion. As they call it, the unpopular opinion. I think it's just that Rahane might be dropped. He won't be. That is just not that India mentality that they'll drop the vice captain, because that will be a very big move, to be honest. And dropping your vice captain is basically a big overhaul in the team. If you straight away drop your vice captain on his batting
Only Steve
performance.
Watt did that in the past of what I can remember, of what I know.
Virat Kohli has done that, man. He did that in South Africa.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, very recent. Was Rahane the vice captain then? Yeah.
Yes.
Rahane was, yeah.
Rahane has been the vice captain all throughout his tenure.
But do you think that post the Rahane's captaincy in Australia, it's that feasible to drop him again like they did in South Africa? Yeah.
We won't drop him. We won't drop him.
Personally, I don't think this
It's just a conversation between all of us. It's just a thought. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
If it's a food for thought, then
if
it's a food for thought, then I feel what Kushagra and I think what you mentioned could at least make sense, that you put in Mayank, put him back at the top of the order, because I think he looked
But
decent
who do you
enough.
put him in for? You
Rohit
put him in
को I mean, if it is,
but मुझे honestly बता, आपने रोहित से ऐसा क्या देखा? यार रहाणे ने पिछले 3 टेस्ट मैच पहले सेंचुरी मारी थी. रोहित से आपने क्या देखा है कि वो मिडिल ऑर्डर में परफॉर्म कर देगा यार? I'm sorry, yaar. I'm sorry.
Kushagra, it's just based on the stats the people talk about, the home average, that this and that. You need to have that temperament as well.
Yeah, doesn't count for anything. Does that home average?
I'm sorry, but Rohit Sharma has been honestly a major disappointment since he's come back into this team. And
Mayank's home average isn't that bad.
He's thrown his wicket away. Every single time he's gotten out, he's thrown his wicket away. This is the 5th time I'm seeing now consecutively him throwing his wicket away. There was no need. There's a very good comment there. Did Rohit even need to play that ball? No. It was on the 6th stump. He was feeling for the ball. A stupid shot. A 33-year-old man who's captained his state team, who's captains his franchise, who's the vice captain in the white ball, who's played cricket for 15 years internationally now almost. No, I'm sorry. That's not acceptable. That is absolute. Same for Virat Kohli. You know why Virat Kohli got out? There was no intent in his batting.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no intent in his batting. And if you keep blocking those balls, we were on a separate, Insta live, and we had an England fan there with us sitting in London. And he talked about that. He talked about the lack of intent, and that's why Dom Bess earned that wicket. And that's absolutely spot on. Atul also spoke about that. There was no intent. People will say 10 things about Rishabh Pant getting out in the 90s playing an attacking shot, but at least he was making any kind of what's the point of eating up balls if you're not going to do it?
Exactly, that's the way he plays, right? That's the way he plays, and he did that beautifully. So if he just got out while doing that, he scored 91 doing the same thing. So we really can't blame him for playing that shot, to be honest.
I wouldn't accept any other player in this team going for an attacking shot like that and getting dismissed besides Rishabh Pant, because that's what gets him all the runs.
Because Shea Pujara played one and the luck.
How unlucky was Puji, how unlucky was Puji, man. वो century लिखी हुई थी उसकी. It was there. He was
batting at a strike rate in excess of 50.
I would like to suggest everyone.
Testing.
I would like to suggest everyone one thing. कोई कुछ मत बोलो कि कोई सेंचुरी मारने वाला है, नहीं मारने वाला है. उसको करने दो बैटिंग. हम जब बोल रहे हैं ना, तो somewhere.
Bhai, matlab, see one thing. I really hate this jinxing thing, bhai. If you think some 5 random people sitting in India having a conversation live on Facebook is going to impact how people are playing in Chennai, I'm sorry. That's stupidity more than anything else. If you want to believe it, I'll say what I want to. I'm not going to.
Aiden Markram century incoming.
Lovely, Kalyan. I think we've not referred to Kalyan in a while. Anurag, if you could take a few comments with him.
It's okay. I have been listening to all of it.
No, man. We'd love to hear more from you. At least,
Kalyan. Talking about Kalyan, Shivam has something. I don't know if it's a question or it's just a mention. the conditions have played in England's favor. If India get to bowl again, you'll see our spinners up as well. Do you agree with that? I mean, I hope
No.
so,
Can I
but
just say one line before Kalyan starts? Shivam,
yeah.
the conditions have played in England's favor, but India also played in England's favor. Now, Kalyan, you may speak, please.
True.
Yeah, but I think if the intent and lines and lengths of Indian bowlers are going to be the same, especially from Sundar and Nadeem, it's not going to help even in the second innings, because these guys, right from Peterson's Cook's time, they have learned to sweep and reverse sweep. That's what helping them in Asia. They won 5 consecutive tests in Sri Lanka. Now they did reasonably well in Bangladesh. They did okay in India last time, but then India was scoring 600 consistently, and that was kind of over the top for England. So now their ability, especially Joe Root and Ben Stokes, their ability to play spin is as good as anyone. So I think they are going to still play well, even if the pitch deteriorates going forward.
Yeah, it's about time Indians stop treating our spinners, stop treating these people as kids. I think, come on, yeah, these people have grown up and they're as good as anyone in the world with the spin. I think it is
Anurag.
Yeah.
I think it's time we start treating our better spinners with some respect and get them in the team.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anurag, to be honest, with the kind of technology that is available now, it took Dom simply one test match, or to be honest, even one inning to sort his technique out against spin. That's how clever these cricketers are who come into the game nowadays.
But Prathamesh, to be honest, Dom Sibley's technique wasn't that bad. It was just basically
it needed a little shuffle. It needed a little shuffle. It takes 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 days of good session in the next. Yeah. I'm sorry.
He was just a little squared up, I feel.
Yeah, he was squared up and his bat was coming angled towards mid-on.
But Prathamesh, kudos to all the technology that's available. But if the same technology could have been used when we were in Australia and 2 of our openers were just flashing their bats from this top, it's also the temperament. It's not just technology. When Mayank Agarwal and Prithvi Shaw just so
yes, it is.
So that's maybe the difference in how, and plus one of the factors that's different is the pitches aren't that fast, so you do have enough time. I think so that's the difference. Yeah, again.
Yeah, one of the simplest things, if your backlift is so high, obviously you'll have to bring your bat down at a particular pace, which you can't do with soft hands. And the moment you'll have to very quickly adjust if you want to play a good defensive stroke. Obviously, more often than not, it has to be soft hands. And that shift from hard hands to soft hands, it doesn't happen more often than not. And that's where I think Mayank was totally getting himself in trouble all the time. That backlift was not helping him. Yes, it was helping him in the IPL, but
would love to have him back in the team though.
Yeah. Only Rohit Sharma can see the English look curator give to the pitch. Yeah, it is true. Test cricket is incomparable to any other sport. You think one thing and another thing happens. A malign flat track for 2 days starts acting up and everyone starts to panic.
Yes, I think as I said yesterday as well, Anurag, we do have to give credit to the English batting, right? I think
precisely.
So much has been made out of the pitch.
We bowled decently yesterday. I mean there was enough spin and they still played well.
Yeah, of course, bilkul. And I think our seamers were. Yeah, Kalyan.
Yeah, actually, I have an interesting point here. Talking about pitches, if it's too flat, it's like this, how this test match is going on. And if it's a rank turner, we get criticized again. The pitch gets its rating, saying ICC says it's too bad. It's the middle ground for India. So there is no normalcy in India. If you see, it's either too flat or too bad. It starts spinning from day one.
But in that sense, guys, I think in that sense, this pitch was actually fine. I mean, people have gone a lot about it. There was the day one pitch was fine for batting. From day two, there was a little more turn, and it sort of,
it will happen that way.
It increased gradually. I think it's unnecessary to give so much discussion.
I would love to see how it plays out on the 4th and 5th day, because the kind of bounce the ball was getting on those leash deliveries, the shorter ones. I think if India does get a second chance, and I'll want Shahbaz Nadeem to bowl there then.
Yeah,
Like
that
go
would be fun. That would be fun.
bowl a bouncer that turns 90 degrees. Go bowl a bouncer.
Man, that would be fun.
Yeah, I think we've taken this. Uh, Revealing start, Virat Kohli has 22 sixes in 88 tests. Rohit has 54 in 35. Says a lot about
Why
their
is
approach
that
and
the
this.
stat? How is
Virat
That's a
that?
Kohli
different
also has
style of
close to
play.
10,000
That's a
runs. He's
different.
closing in on 10,000 runs. And he's the
Yeah.
greatest player in this generation. And I don't mind him not hitting sixes. And as far as
Yeah,
he's
it's
scoring all
okay.
those runs, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a different
It
approach
was
in batting only.
it was
right?
intent
Yeah.
today
Do
that
we
was
do
bad,
we have
but we can't.
do we have a same number? Do we have a same number for Rishabh Pant? How many sixes has he hit?
I think it's
Yeah.
it's a lot more. It's a lot more.
Yeah.
It must be
Yeah,
around
Three-
24
The
already.
three innings that he's played, Rishabh Pant, the three innings that he's played in India, he scored 92, 92, 91.
91.
Right?
His lowest
So
score
today
in
was
India.
today was an off day, isn't it, Anurag, for him?
Yeah, it was an off day.
Yeah.
I mean, his lowest score in Indian tracks, which is such a disappointment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has been writing the script for Test cricket in 2021 doesn't seem to keen on the use or the need of strongest playing 11. Indeed, Master.
Yeah.
I think in that sense, I think the kind of team West Indies had, and to pull that off against a brilliant spin attack, I must admit, a brilliant spin
bro,
attack.
Kyle Mayers was hitting sixes like it's a joke to him on the fifth day of
Katie,
a
apparently
turning.
the game was live on FanCode. I just saw a comment on Facebook on another one of my posts. Apparently, it was available on FanCode. Chalo.
It was
Arey,
all right. Didn't know.
Wow,
Didn't know.
okay.
Maybe next time.
We'll keep a look at it for the second test match definitely.
Yeah.
FanCode belongs to Dream 11, so Dream 11 not great marketing strategy. I think you've not let us know that. So yeah,
Yeah, man, I'm
₹5 दिन
did
का.
not know.
yeah.
Dream
mean,
11 has
yeah.
its own. Dream 11 is facing its own issues, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's a shout out. There's a shout out from Philippines by Walter Cayo. If you could, I think this is the most recent comment. So this is the first time I think we've seen his comments, and also
Oh yeah, Walter
know,
Cayo.
so-
Hi Walter.
Hi,
Thank you so
Walter.
much for joining. I think
Thank you.
hopefully we can have you a lot more. Please do subscribe to our channel. We have some
Yeah.
and even
amazing interviews there.
Prathamesh's dad. Yeah, Prathamesh's
Yeah.
dad is also there. He's in the
Yeah,
comments,
yeah.
I can see.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining, sir. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining. Yes, I am sure he must have subscribed, so I don't think I have to mention it again. I'll just go by the comments in order now. Yeah. I don't know. I've lost track. Oh my God, so many comments. How do you?
There are many comments. As you know,
Yeah.
sir says, if
Oh.
I'll just read out his
I
comment.
think we've just
I feel
lost
now India should
Kalyan
make-
there.
Yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
No worries. We'll try to get
Yeah.
him back in. I feel now India should make a pitch in favor of our pace battery, as we don't have much quality spinners. Sir, I would slightly disagree there. I don't think we don't have quality spinners. I honestly felt
We are putting them on
We
the
didn't
bench.
pick the we didn't pick the quality
picked the wrong
spinners.
spinners. We picked the wrong spinners. I feel we didn't pick
Yeah.
the spinners that would have worked here.
Yeah.
We thought that because Lasith Embuldania got wickets, so Shahbaz Nadeem will also get wickets. We forgot the fact that Shahbaz Nadeem and Embuldania both bowl at different trajectories. They were bowling in entirely different pitches, entirely different conditions. We also forgot that Embuldania got 14 wickets in a losing effort. So a lot of wickets that he got were against batsmen looking to play their shots. So I don't think that we have bad spinners. I think we've got very inconsistent and sort of confusing team selection that we have, and I think that is the bigger problem. I don't think we should make pitches for fast bowlers because I think we'll get into trouble there as well. And also
James Anderson 800 wickets on Indian soil.
Anderson and Broad and
Anderson.
Archer.
एंडरसन ब्रॉड वोक्स आर्चर ये चारों हैं उनके पास एंड आप पिंक बॉल टेस्ट मैच में देखेंगे ये सब खेलेंगे ये लोग सब तो नहीं बट एटलीस्ट 3 तो खेलेंगे
It makes that pink ball test so much more spicier now.
Wow.
Bhai, India needs to bat for as long as possible tomorrow. I don't care how much they score. They need to take the time out of this test match. बस और कुछ बचा नहीं है इस टेस्ट मैच पे हमारे लिए.
Yeah, this is a stat worth mentioning and perhaps clapping. In fact, the highest fourth inning score and the best bowling figures in Asian soil are both on the same day, exactly 22 years after Kumle's all 10. Kyle Mayers scores 210. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't say literal claps, but yeah, thank you.
Fantastic, man. Bro, I am so overjoyed.
I thought it was Prathamesh.
No.
I
did not.
was.
It was Kushal. It's okay.
I'm
Anurag,
so
we can
overjoyed.
understand. पूरे दिन के
Yeah,
बाद
and
कुछ तो खुशी मिला ना, ताली बजाने के लिए बजा दिया.
on a
I know,
day
I know, I
which is
get
so
it.
depressing, which is so depressing for Indian fans, I'm so happy for the Windies fans. I'm absolutely over the moon for them. It's not a mean feat, as you mentioned. It's a quality spin attack. They went over, and Taijul, Shakib, Mehdi, all of them are fantastic in their own right, and बहुत ही अच्छा खेली है West Indies. So happy for Bonner and Kyle Meyer. तो मतलब यार once in a lifetime performance देगा यहाँ पे. And if these are the signs to come, I
And
think
Craig
I
Brathwaite as
just
well.
hope. Yeah, Craig Brathwaite as well. Even Rakeem Cornwall with bowling in the second innings as well. He was good. 3 wickets शुरुआत में जो लेने ले है जल्दी. But all in all, just very happy for the West Indies fans. It's been a long time coming. England, they were threatening, if you remember, Anurag, they were threatening to do something in England after winning the first test match.
If you remember, even in Pakistan, there was this test match where Darren Bravo was almost threatening to do something like this, but right at the end, they lost. Yasir Shah picked up those wickets. And yeah, it's been a while since they were threatening to do this, but yeah, finally it came off.
To be honest, जब Kemar Roach out हो गया ना, I was worried. I was worried for a moment कि यार.
Scores level थे रे.
3 wicket भाई.
And Mayer था pitch पे यार. Mayer.
Yeah, मतलब. Yeah, but still, the West Indies.
I'm just saying that बांग्लादेश को बांग्लादेश में हराना आसान नहीं.
It's very difficult. Yeah. Just we have some more comments. We'll just take that and we'll have a final comment of the day. Masoom says scoring in 90s in 3 consecutive tests in a country. Clement Hill, former Australian captain in Australia, 1902, and now Pant in India.
99, 97. Just look at those scores. I mean, how close can you get?
Yeah. Amit Dubey, Gavaskar prepared meticulously for his batting to become a great batsman. Not sure the same with his commentary. No comments there. But Amit, we have a new series, Voices of Cricket, where we get in touch with cricket commentators. So please do plug in.
We don't want to.
Far less cheaper. Yeah. Top order should take responsibility. I think we've talked about this.
To be fair to Mr. Gavaskar, if you actually listen to a few domestic broadcasts from Australia, England, New Zealand, you will find even more questionable content there. So I'll just give him the rub of the green. And frankly, the man has been commentating for roughly 30 years now. I don't think there is any problems there. Occasional OTT statements do happen, and in the end, he's an India fan. Come on.
Yeah. Occasional overhype to something. Let's not get there. Shivam, could Rohit have left the ball? I mean, it wasn't a great. I think KD explained that quite well. India have never won a test match after conceding these many runs in the first innings. The highest score they've conceded in a test match win was the 556 scored at Adelaide. What happened in the second innings was also something worth considering there. So
the scoring rate was higher in Adelaide, isn't it, Anurag? The match had moved a lot even at the end of the third day.
Yeah, it was, and even today, I think the scoring rate was fine. It's just that we didn't have enough batsmen doing the scoring. That's a problem. Masoom, India famously beat West Indies at Port of Spain in 1976. Teams winning a test after the home team declared their second innings happened thrice, and all the times by West Indies. Yes, they've converted their half chances on the field, and we don't. Yeah, that's true. 127 for 1 hit stumps. Yes, we were talking about that. 243 runs. I think this is going to be a cracker of a game. I think if India are losing wickets tomorrow, I'm just going to stay on that game.
Masoom's latest comment is extremely funny.
We'll get there. Kezaz Vora joins in. I think it's the first time he's joined in. Welcome, Kezaz. Need to replace Rohit Sharma in opening slot. He's better in the middle order. I think there are a few people on this panel who would agree to that. Shivam says, does no crowd play in favor of away teams? We've seen the away teams performing well in cricket and also in football leagues across Europe. Maybe or maybe not. I mean,
but Australia had all their crowd.
What did they do? And yesterday, talking about crowd, I think Atul might have noticed that. Liam Livingstone got one of the best sledges of all time. He said, apparently the crowd said him, if you were any good, you would be in India, not here. And he took it quite well.
He was like, I agree.
Yeah, it was very nice of him to take it that way.
And the other opener, James Vince, made his case for the World Cup, to be honest.
Man. I think he should be
James
there.
Vince has been fantastic, Masoom says West Indies 129 today is the most runs scored in the final session of a test by any of the 12 teams that have successfully chased 350. Wow.
Wow.
Even we scored around, I think we had 124, 128, around about the same to chase down,
Yeah.
but target was not
Stunning,
easy.
stunning,
Yeah, we-
stunning.
Stunning of
yeah.
West Indies, yeah.
Yeah, playing New Zealand in the finals and losing now against England, किसमें कम दर्द होगा भाई मत ही जाओ उधर. I
Yeah,
mean,
उधर
Nah,
let's
bro,
say we
I
have
would
to get to
rather.
the final.
Hey, listen,
We have to
listen,
get to the
listen,
final.
Navjeevan. I would rather
Hmm.
lose to New Zealand.
Yeah,
Home
exactly,
record
yeah,
is something I
precisely.
think India takes pride in. I'm sorry,
I know people have been a little disappointed with the way we've lost in the semi-finals.
Yeah.
But pehle to we have to get to there, no? I mean, it's rather
Yeah.
I'd still take a semi-final defeat than a group stage exit.
Anurag, I say
Yeah.
it quietly, but technically this is also the semi-final.
Yeah, precisely.
First of the four semi-finals we play on
Yeah.
our home soil.
First leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, first leg. First leg isn't going
I
well.
think losing finals would be better than losing at home. Yeah, I think
Good.
that's true. Yeah, it was not the Kohli. We know 11 deliveries of 4 and no confidence in any of the shots. True.
Yeah,
England have obviously had a cracking day. 71 for 4 to 253 for 6 should count as a complimentary return in the party where no one wants to. Rohit 150. Yeah, yesterday we were predicting Rohit and Shubman to do so many things, but
Yeah.
So, Akshay, that was 35 runs together, if I'm not wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. 35 runs together, yes.
Most scores in 90s in the first 30 tests. Rishabh Pant, Rahul Dravid, Clement Hill, and Mike Smith. Nice. I mean, okay, let's hope he can go on to achieve some big numbers in the future. Abhi ke liye to abhi we talking about that. You can't Pujara, you can't restrict Pant. That's his natural game. But yes, he has to understand that it'll be better for the team if we bat for longer and sometimes be patient. You know, Pujara and Pant are two players who are absolutely oblivious to the outside world, and when they both bat together, it is like the weirdest sight for me because both
But
of them
it's the most beautiful sight.
It's the most
It's the
beautiful sight,
weirdest, but the
yes.
most beautiful sight.
Yes.
Indeed, it is.
Because
And
one of them.
was playing fabulously. I think he was playing at a strike rate of in excess of 50, which you don't find often, but he was playing well.
That partnership, just sums up that the two faces of a single coin.
Yeah.
Playing for the same cause,
Yeah.
different temperament altogether.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that
Yeah,
partnership.
the stat on Pant has been out in the hundreds 3 times. I'm sorry, I'm not able to totally get this. 5 times in the 003.
Zeros 3
Zeros,
times, in the
3 times.
10s 8 times, in the 20s 5 times, in the 30s 4 times, and in the 90s. His
Fine.
other 3 innings have been 89, 114, and
My
159.
bad. Shivam says Ravindra Jadeja major miss. Yeah, bro. I mean, the moment we start playing like this, I think Ravindra Jadeja or anyone who's not in the 11 is a major miss. And Navjeevan Raj.
Oh, good one.
It's true, isn't
Good
it?
one.
Like
Yeah.
that's what we often do. Navjeevan
Indian team
Raj-
missing me.
See India lose at Lords, I guess. I'm sorry, Atul.
Indian team missing me, to be honest. Their own Kyle Jamieson.
Yeah.
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
Waiting for India England July series. Why? I mean,
ऐसे ही
पहले ये
मतलब
तो-
मजा आएगा.
I'm talking about respect the Indian spinners. The domestic cricket should once again shift from focus towards them. The condition in domestic cricket off late hasn't been favorable for spinners. I mean, to a certain extent, true. The only great batsman with high backlift is Brian Lara. But if you're going to have that kind of backlift, you better be good at that.
Amit,
When
come
you
on.
say that, I think it's definitely puts a thought in your head. Brian Lara had a lot of weird
Amit.
things with his,
Yeah.
doing with his.
Amit,
Usually you catch it like this. Brian Lara
नहीं
had it
यार
a
बहुत सारे हैं यार.
बहुत सारे
not
हैं.
mentioning Kevin Peterson, not mentioning Kevin
Exactly,
Peterson in the
Kevin Peterson.
debate.
मतलब
Oh my
केविन
God.
पीटरसन की बात है. अरे यार, and चलो ठीक है जो भी हो, रोहित शर्मा is a bloody great batsman and I'm pretty
And
sure Shubman Gill will become a great batsman.
Someone from current series.
It's more with reference to what we said about Mayank Agarwal. But my problem, Amit, is he's not had that since his start in the domestic cricket. That's something he's developed like very recently, and that's not something you can cultivate quite immediately. So I mean, if he can, that's fantastic. But eventually, we want him to score runs, man. I mean, हमको भी इधर बैठ के हमने कुछ उखाड़ा नहीं है जिंदगी में. We don't want to talk so in depth about techniques. हमको भी कोई ज्यादा खास interest नहीं है. But let's see.
Yeah.
And Navjeevan Root averages 71 and Kohli 69 versus spin, and that's what adds to what Kalyan added in the first before in the show. These people are too good against spin to be ignored these days.
Yeah.
A cat appears on the boundary edge as early starts. Don't chase it. It's not been tested. It's not in our bubble. Yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
Wow.
This one is quite a character in himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
A massive shift in test incoming teams are starting to lose their at homes. Fantastic thing to watch because I think a
Yeah.
lot of the home advantage thing. I think it's sort of getting to bed these days. It is good.
Uh,
Pant Pujara bhai mat daro mat Pujara taklu pak fan pe.
Pakistani
Okay,
face. Arey,
yeah.
Pakistani
Taklu
fan. Yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
yeah.
Bhai daro mat aao.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
and leave
think
it.
this is the first time I've seen imaginary matchup current Mumbai Indians versus like I couldn't even care less about that right now.
Yeah,
Cricket will win,
Tarun.
bro. Cricket will win.
Cricket will win. Yes, cricket will win.
Rohit
Yes.
and Gill trail by 265 runs according to
Yeah, they do. They
that's not
owe us
good.
265 runs.
Mumbai
And,
Indians any day.
and
अरे यार पंत का डरो मत is opposite of Pujara का yeah that is true. That is true.
You know,
No, yeah.
Rishabh Pant is that guy who will be like, मैं है अभी मैं है.
Man, it almost looked like at one point he was sledging his
Yeah, no, I think he's one of the first
partner.
people to do that as well. And Masters with another fantastic throwback. I think on this day, Julian Goswami became the first woman to take 200 ODI wickets. One of my favorite
Yeah.
players. So
Yeah.
Absolute
a
legend.
great stat. Absolute legend of Indian cricket. So again, we'll start with the final comments. Kalyan, starting with you. We've kept you silent for a while now.
Yeah.
What do you expect to happen tomorrow? Because obviously I mean, win is totally out of. Let's not even talk about that. I think a draw from here is a great result because it gives us the leeway to win at least two of the remaining three test matches. But if we go on to lose this, it'll put pressure on us to win all three test matches. I think this is what we were scared about before the Gabba test, the final day. This is what we were talking about when we were live. If we lose this test match, we'll definitely have to win 3-0 or 4-0, which is
Yeah.
such added pressure. And now again, with this performance, we're sort of we're backtracking to that again. So
Yeah.
how do you think the approach is going to be tomorrow?
I think our Indian batsmen are too good to be missing out on the second time in the same
Yeah.
test match. I think I have hope that we will draw this game.
Yeah.
So I think tomorrow's approach will be for draw. Like they will play defensively, especially people like Pujara and Kohli. They'll probably see through.
Yeah.
That's what I think they'll do. That's what their approach will be because they cannot attack anymore. That's not an option for this test at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kalyan. Just in case to add, if India add like let's say 100 or 150 runs across 2.5 sessions, I know that's a bit of a task, but if they do that, you're killing a lot of time and you're also avoiding follow on. So that
Yeah.
puts England under pressure to move. I mean, that puts them in a confusing situation. It takes a win out of their hand as well. So I think
Correct.
maybe something like that would be great.
Yes. I think miracles can happen in second innings if at all India avoid the follow on and if India bowl well in the second innings, then
Yeah.
we may probably look for a win. But that's very far from here, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
way,
Definitely.
way too far fetched. I can't
Way
even
too
see
far.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope
So
nobody in the dressing room is seeing it either, at least for now. मतलब कल बैटिंग पे focus रखे बस.
yeah, I think the way Ashwin and Sundar have been batting, I can expect
Yeah.
them to bat a little longer.
Yeah.
So Prathamesh, your final comments on the day and what do you expect tomorrow?
On the day, I don't.
Prathamesh,
Yeah, on the day, I don't think I have anything more to add. I mean, we have already dissected too much into it, and I want to
yeah.
avoid over speaking. But
What a
yeah,
stage!
that's funny, right? No, I'm already horrified by 90 plus 5, so I don't want to go into this and dissect everything
Yeah.
together. So coming on to tomorrow again, Washington and Ashwin will have to bat at least the entire of the first session for India to stand any chance of even drawing this test match to begin with. भले वो कि 50 रन ही बना दे पूरे सेशन में 60 रन बना दे 50 रन बना दे तो भी it's fine. I don't think it will hamper the overall match situation anymore. But what will happen is we'll definitely kill time. And then, if we can get around 320, 330 by the end of the session, and then possibly in the second session, try to up the ante a little. If not, then when Nishant comes in again, start blocking. So Indians have to, first of all, play out the entire session. Then they have to start
This will
thinking
be enough.
about the result, right? Because at this point you can't think beyond the session, probably not even beyond 10 overs, because you have to take it small bits by small bits by small bits, try to win 2 sessions tomorrow and then take it forward. um, I don't think India goes anywhere close to 400. I hope I'm proved wrong. But Shivam says in the comments around 380. I myself feel around India will get around 360, 370, somewhere around 200, 210 runs of the Australian total. Sorry, of the English total. I'm so used to saying Australia now. But of the English total. And I don't think England will enforce the follow-on. If they do, fall in that situation, they will probably bat out the third session, try and score as many runs as they can. Because fourth innings में batting करना तो वो भी नहीं चाहेंगे. It's extremely suicidal to bat in the fourth session in India. But if that happens again, then we have a task in our hands. So in any case, we have to bat 2 sessions tomorrow and 3 sessions on the fifth day. So बहुत difficult. It's a mountain. It's like climbing Mount Everest. If we are able to pull this test match off, it's a brilliant victory for us. Even if we get a draw, right? So tomorrow, first 10 overs at a time. Save your wicket for the first 10. Save your wicket for the next 10, and then go to lunch. 50 run बना के बिना loss के, that's fine. Don't try to go for 100 runs and lose all the 4 wickets. It will be absolutely suicide.
Yeah, Atul, same question.
If we lose the first 2 wickets, we're not going for 100 runs. We're just going for the mere 20, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yes, Pratmesh mentioned it pretty correctly that I think Joe Root might not go for the follow-on. Whether even if they get India pretty cheaply tomorrow, Joe Root won't go for it, and I think they'll just come in and ask the guys like Ben Stokes and even Joe Root himself to wreak havoc upon us, and then we'll be just out there again, maybe by the third session batting again. So who knows? We will see Rohit Sharma tomorrow again as well. So you never know about the fact there. But to be honest, India, I see. Come on, Washington Sundar and Ravichandran Ashwin. We do need your Sydney and Brisbane. I'm really sorry, Brisbane and Sydney antics respectively again.
Yeah.
So just
Also,
please
they
say
were
one.
opening batsmen for Tamil Nadu, so that can help them. वही सोच के जाओ कि तमिल नाडु के लिए खेलने जा रहे हो
So
opening batting.
petition to rename the series to TNPL, and maybe we'll get a century from Washington here. So the way I've been joking about for Dinesh Karthik for years now. Name anything to Nidahas. Maybe just do something. Maybe name the series to IPL and Rohit Sharma gets a double ton. You never know.
Atul, I'm pretty sure
We're definitely not getting the trophy then.
Yeah,
We're not
exactly.
getting the trophy. Virat doesn't
Atul,
win trophies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Atul, by the way, I'm
right.
pretty sure that Washington's father's already scolded him enough कि वो उसी डर से कल सेंचुरी मारने के इसलिए आएगा.
But it'll be really wonderful to see both these Washington and Ravi Ashwin play brilliantly, and see it's very difficult for India to get to 400, but if they do, that'll be commendable, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, if we are getting anywhere close, because I'm also in my mind as a very, very optimistic fan. I'm thinking of some possibilities which could happen, but I think that could have happened more so if had Rishabh Pant scored somewhere maybe 60, 70 more runs. I think I would have been way more optimistic about even winning the game. That would have been a little too much.
Anurag, that happened again. That unlucky Pujara thing happened, and then Rishabh went away.
Yeah.
This happened last time as well, and we lost the chance to win Sydney. So I think those two batsmen are some sort of that magnetic aura they have of playing together and playing brilliantly. So maybe they give us a chance in the second inning of saving the test match, not winning it, obviously.
Atul, would you care to comment on this? On this topic?
It's been a great session, lads. I'm a big fan of Kushagra. Just mentioning it again.
You know what you read? I mean, क्या जरूरत है इधर ही बैठ? I know English. We have Maso. We don't have any engagement problem.
That's some really good-looking guy commenting that. I don't know who that is, but it's a really good-looking photo in there.
Yeah, sure. Yes, absolutely.
KD comments. Oh my God, he's stuck in weird. Yeah, he's back.
No, I'm fine. Yeah. Coming back to the test match. जैसे अतुल ने बोला यार, आई थिंक हम लोग ज्यादा, आई थिंक अगर आप स्प्लिट करोगे तो यूल डू 85-15 और 90-10 स्प्लिट इन फेवर ऑफ इंग्लैंड, अगर आप आउट ऑफ 100 में करेंगे तो. बट ऑल इन ऑल इंडिया विल हैव टू गो टू सर्वाइव. अगर कल 100-150 रन बन गए तो या तो मेरे हिसाब से इंग्लैंड नहीं जीत सकती, क्योंकि 120-130 रन विद द वे दीस गाइस आर बैटिंग, मतलब 2 सेशंस खा गए लोग. अगर 2 सेशंस खा गए तो ये इंग्लैंड 4 सेशंस में खुद टोटल सेट करके इंडिया को दोबारा आउट नहीं कर पाएगी.
In a sense, you just talked about the split. So adding also the draw and India winning and losing into equation, is it like a 60-30-10? I mean, I think you know the ratios which are which.
Yeah, but no, you know, लोग ना मुझे deluded कहेंगे, लोग मुझे कहेंगे कि ये ना ये मैं.
But Kushagra, you are not a Liverpool fan.
भाई आज जीतना उनको, ठीक है, आज जीतना.
We are all Liverpool supporters today.
Please,
We are Liverpool fans today, yes.
Red.
Same red. But yeah, लोग मुझे deluded कहेंगे, लोग मुझे over optimistic कहेंगे in that sense, you know, like this particular comment by Amit. He says innings defeat it is. No chance, Amit. No chance that it's going to be an innings defeat. I think England.
It can be a 10 wicket defeat,
but not an innings defeat.
No, I don't think England के अंदर इतना गुदा है कि वो हमें follow on कराएंगे. नहीं, वो 4th innings बैटिंग कर रहे हैं. उनकी अप्रोच अगर
अनुराग India बैटिंग 4th, how is it a 10 wicket defeat? कुछ भी बात करता है तो.
नहीं ये कहना.
अरे तो if the follow on is enforced, bro.
Follow on is enforced. They won't though.
Yeah, but they won't impose follow on, because क्या होगा कि so all in all I feel, you know, as I said, people call me deluded or what, but I think look at West Indies versus Bangladesh. West Indies were nowhere in the test match up until today, and आज का पूरा दिन जीत के उन्होंने मैच ले लिया, ठीक है. South Africa have been behind in this test match all throughout. लास्ट का 1.5 सेशन, कल का आधा सेशन लास्ट में, और आज का दिन 60-40 डोमिनेट करके, बिकॉज पाकिस्तान मेड अ लॉट ऑफ रन्स, तो 60-40 डोमिनेट करके 50-50 कर लिया आज का दिन भी, तो कल दे आर इन अ फैंटास्टिक पोजीशन. सिमिलरली डे 4 एंड डे 5 आर द डेज, आपने देख लिया 3 विकेट 5 विकेट फिर 8 विकेट. आज कल 12-14 विकेट गिरेंगे इजी. 16 भी गिर सकते हैं, 16 नहीं गिरना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से. 14 गिने, 4 हमारे 10 उनके, बस. तो you know, not 16. So yeah, so you know, I don't want India to lose any wickets, but yes, all in all I feel कि देखो England certainly are favorites, but England की approach से मुझे लगा नहीं है कि they will, you know, when India is down they will literally put their, you know, foot on the neck. They're not that, they have not showed to be that team. And also अगर India has this grand dreams of being an all-conquering side, India has to believe in itself more. India cannot keep going for such negative selections, wherein वो अपना number 8, number 9 strong कर रहे हैं in their batting lineup, or, you know, expecting a collapse from the top order. Why are you expecting a collapse?
जबकि हमारे बैट्समैन बॉलिंग नहीं कर पाते.
As Atul said पहले कि तुम्हें क्या बोलते हैं, मोमेंटम कंसीड ही क्यों करना है कि, you know, why do you want to chase the series at all? Why can't you just be ahead in the series from the get go? So all in all, I think it's a massive 2 days for Indian team. They need to show what they're made of. They need to show the steel and resolve that we all have come to associate with this team management, with this captain, and with a lot of players all throughout. I think India might edge up to 300 tomorrow. I think 300, 320, 330 के आसपास. I think another 70-80 runs at best is what we're getting. And उसके बाद I expect, and because the way Ashwin Sundar is playing Jack Leach, it's just a matter of time. If you're not going to step out to Jack Leach, you're going to get out, because the thing is वो pitch इतनी टूट चुकी है, and
if you're going to Kushagra, if we are going to play no look sixes, we are going to get out.
But bhai, that's his technique. Superb. I think Washington Sundar probably, you know, hopefully will justify his selection tomorrow.
He watches the ball very well if you look at it.
मुझे कोई problem नहीं है अनुराग, आप उसको खिलाओ, but the thing is he needs to work on his bowling. He's not an all-rounder for me right now. He's a lower middle order batsman for me right now and a fielder. मतलब वो bowling कराता है तो यार he just becomes a little bit of a liability, because 4.5 की economy rates आप test matches में जाएंगे. Same for Shahbaz Nadeem as well, even though Shahbaz Nadeem bowled close to 50 overs, so you know of course that's going to take a toll on his body as well. So I really hope कि इंडिया एटलीस्ट एक सेशन बैटिंग कर ले कल, and थोड़ा खा ले उस सेशन में, and at best इंग्लैंड सेकंड सेशन में बैटिंग करने आए. अगर ऐसा होता है तो we will see England bat for 1.5 sessions and then put India again into bat like
10 over 12 over
40-45 minutes at the end of this day.
Kushagra, one question like to all of you. If England does come out to bat for that 1.5 session, do you think Dominic Sibley will open?
I
Because
think
of the rate at which he
we
plays.
might see Josh Butler open.
Butler
we
come,
might see Josh Butler
yeah.
open. And Stokes come in one down. Stokes coming in one down. That could also happen.
हाँ, मतलब पहले अगर इनके important wicket चले गए तो पूरा momentum वैसे ही shift हो जाएगा.
Yeah, see, I think if we bat for a longer period of time, I think it gives England just like 10 or 15 to 20, 30, 10, 15, 20 overs to score as many runs as they can and put India back again. So I think let's see what Ashwin and Washington can do tomorrow. We'll just take the final few comments. I'm not very sure where I left it. Yeah. पता चल गया ना कि ये किसने कहा मेरा नाम है वॉशिंगटन मेरे को जाना है डीसी द गाय फाइनली
हिंदी
कमेंट्री ऑप्शन रहता है ना, कमेंट्री ऑप्शन रहता है ना, हिंदी, इंग्लिश, मराठी, तेलुगु एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स, ऑल द अदर रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस. एक ऋषभ पंत भी रहना चाहिए.
we might get to hear what Rohit Sharma was talking about with him.
And just one thing to add to the negativity that Kushagra was addressing. A nightmare starts when you put a thought in your head, right? That's when a nightmare eventually comes true. People are just putting an unnecessary thought in their head, and that's when the collapse is actually happening, and that's when the 5th, 7th, and 8th number people are becoming so important when they don't have to be, unfortunately. So Navjeevan says Kohli को थोड़ा चाबी लगाओ सब सही हो जाएगा.
Nobody has poked him right in the last few test matches. I think Tim Payne
everyone's been nice.
In the test, Tim Payne mentions this कि if you poke Virat, he's going to bite you. And teams have made it a point कि don't poke Virat. बाकी दुनिया को poke करेंगे लेकिन विराट को नहीं करेंगे.
Tim Payne always puts it in the weirdest way, man. Like, मतलब कुत्ता है क्या काटेगा कुछ भी बोलता है. Kezar again says more 70-80 runs to the total and India all down tomorrow. New ball भी आएगा जल्दी. I think, see again, I don't know, a lot of people see it this way, but I always watch the second new ball as a run scoring opportunity more than a wicket taking opportunity.
Yeah. Especially in India.
In recent time. Yeah, exactly.
Anurag, the way Ashwin and Washi were middling the ball, I think they're in a good position to actually
face the second new ball.
Make use of the second new ball. I think उनके favor में जाएगा, and let's hope
Archer के bouncers.
Yeah, let's hope second new ball तक पहुंच जाए यार. Let's hope second new ball.
And I'm 100% sure everyone will agree with this. England were not bowling very great today.
England were not bowling very what?
Very greatly today. I mean, there wasn't anything spectacular about their bowling.
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था. मुझे तो आर्चर भी ऐसा कोई खास नहीं लगा, frankly speaking.
He got the wickets.
उसकी बॉल पहुंच नहीं रही थी वो कीपर तक.
उसकी पेस डाउन थी.
We will be wrapping it up soon. So just a final few comments. England 70s draw 28 and India 2%. Okay, that's his.
Where is that 2% coming from?
I don't know. God knows. Rishabh, I don't know. This decade will be known for teams winning away. Hope so. I think that'll be a great advert for the game.
No man. Apart from India, I think we'll win everywhere.
Fine, obviously, yeah. Shivam Patak says we need a 36 all out and we are back. Oh my God, yeah. I think I was having that thought in my head. I didn't want to put it out.
36. England all out 36.
Yeah, England, obviously England. हम all out में मैच वैसे खत्म है.
किस चीज ने कॉन्फिडेंस दिया है तुम लोगों को कि इंग्लैंड को हम 36 पे एक भी विकेट ले लेंगे, let alone 10?
Just the idea that you've put in that Josh Butler might come to open. That's promising enough for me.
Yeah, probably ईशांत शर्मा के वो दो बोल्ड थे ना, बटलर और इसके
लड्डू जैसा कैच रोहित छोड़ दे. सुंदर का विकेट टैली 2 की जगह 0. या फिर बोलो उसने कुछ नहीं किया नहीं.
भाई उसने 4.5 के रन रेट से रन खाए हैं भाई.
अमित बिफोर डोमिनिक बेस का जो कैच छूटा उससे पहले उसने कौन सी ऐसी बॉलिंग करी थी जिसमें उसने रन नहीं खाए थे?
जो 90-100 रन जो पिल गए थे भाई को, उसका क्या है? कैच तो बहुत बाद में आया. कैच ऐसा पहली बॉल पे थोड़ा ना ड्रॉप हुआ है. एंड मुझे बताओ पॉइंट क्या है वॉशिंगटन सुंदर को खिलाने का एज अ बॉलर? वो एग्जैक्टली बस मैंने परसों भी बोला, कल भी बोला, वो लिटरली 2 स्टंप छोड़ के ऑन द राइट वही लाइन डालता है जो अश्विन डालता है. अश्विन शुरू करता है 4th या 5th स्टंप से, वॉशी शुरू करता है मिड ले ऑफ स्टंप से, जो कि इन द एंड एंड्स ऑन द लेग स्टंप. एलबीडब्ल्यू ऑप्शन भी गया, फर्स्ट स्लिप एज भी ऑप्शन गया, क्या बोलते हैं सिली पॉइंट पे कैच भी ऑप्शन गया. भाई क्या या तो स्लॉग स्वीप या लेग स्लिप या कोई स्ट्रेटर वन निकल जाए तो एलबीडब्ल्यू. यही तीन ऑप्शन रहते हैं.
KD, it's like if you're preparing for Ashwin, Washington is like a slightly lesser, tougher test of the same subject, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just like a game, na? He's like the intermediary level and Ashwin is like the legendary level.
Exactly.
It's like Google form pe exam.
Okay, our 2 examples were good, not yours. I'll definitely say that. Vijay Kaushik, expect a counter attack tomorrow morning before new ball is tuned. Let's see.
Let's hope so.
India will definitely add on 100-120 runs. Shivam, Dahi Shakkar, Ghee Shakkar, whatever you want to put it. That I'm not very good with my Hindi references. Navjeevan says approach it like Rohan plus. Yeah. He is an all-rounder, 5th bowler. Yes.
Yaar, but your 5th bowler is also not really. So exactly, Nadeem, who's saying
this is the
Nadeem
last
bowled well?
discussion and we'll wrap it up today. Yeah.
But then again, Kushal, what I talked about Nadeem bowling that line and getting that LBW, I talked about it for both Sundar and Nadeem. Nadeem did get that and he got Joe Root. So kudos to Nadeem for that, to be honest, at that point of time. And I believe that Washington can do the same if he bowls the right pace and the right length. He has the ability. He needs to change a bit of his bowling, to be honest. We never doubted Washington's talent. He proved to us that he's like one for the future. Australia mein, India mein, it's just easier for him, to be honest. And I think he'll do good. Thoda sa tweak karna padega as the conditions require. You can't be just the same kind of a bowler in every condition, to be honest. तो हमारा सही में वॉशिंगटन के अगेंस्ट कोई एजेंडा नहीं है.
मुझे मेजर डिफरेंस क्या लगा पता है? डॉम बेस एंड वॉशिंगटन सुंदर बोथ काइंड ऑफ बॉलिंग प्रीटी लाइक. डॉम बेस थोड़ा फ्लाइट कर रहा था, बेस ऑफ स्टंप पे डाल रहा था, वॉशिंगटन लेग स्टंप पे डाल रहा था, जिससे विकेट मिल गए. आई थिंक दैट इज, हम लेग स्टंप छोड़ के ऑफ स्टंप पे बॉलिंग करना चालू करें तो आई थिंक
यू गाइस एक चीज और देखना, डॉम बेस का रिलीज इज अ बिट डिफरेंट. वॉशिंगटन का हाथ ऐसे आता है एंड बेस का हाथ ऐसे आता है, तो दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ डिफरेंस.
By therefore, Bess will get more revs, more spin on the ball.
Yeah,
more overspin. Yeah.
The ball bounces. Navjeevan says Washington is a replacement for Jadeja. I guess at this point in time, no player in the world is a replacement for Jadeja.
Yeah, no one.
Dahi Shakkar is fine.
Navjeevan, when Washington missed that run-out opportunity, in the group I said कि there's these people who miss such chances and there's Jadeja who throws the ball from Kotla and it hits the stump directly in Chepauk. That's the kind of player Ravindra Jadeja is. So you can imagine how we miss him on so many levels.
Yeah,
his energy is what we miss. And dekho, again, not to go in on Washington Sundar, literally, yeah, exactly, not to go in on Washington Sundar. I think he's a fantastic prospect for India. I think अगले 10-15 साल वो इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट खेलेगा इंडिया के लिए. And I just want him to improve on his bowling because I think at this point he doesn't justify his place in the team as an all-rounder because all-rounder has to do the other thing as well. He just cannot be this player जो कि 6 down 7 down पे आके बैटिंग कर जाएगा अच्छी या 5 down 6 down जिस पे भी आएगा वो. He cannot just be that player. हाँ, exactly. तो मतलब आप अगर लायबिलिटी ऐसे बन रहे हो तो फिर तो आपको he will himself find his place in under question once Pandya is fully fit and able to bowl because there is no way anyone would pick him over Pandya. No chance. Pandya is 10 times the batsman at this point in his career right now than Washington Sundar is. So, people will pick Pandya ahead of Washington Sundar. So, Dharamshala se Chepagatal is what we, Shivam is saying, of course, man. Yeah. So, I just want him to improve upon his bowling. I think, as Anurag mentioned, this is the last discussion point. So, I just want that he works on his bowling, and let's hope. Let's hope we see something positive, man. It's been a crappy 3 days.
And Navjeevan, I just saw your comment, man.
Yeah.
I just saw your comment about Kuldeep. I think we have had enough talk about Kuldeep. We're in the 3rd day of a test match, and I think we shouldn't be discussing something that happened in the first place. A conundrum that happened in the first place.
Also, जो 11 हैं, अब 11 हैं. मतलब
वही है, मतलब कंकल सब्स्टिट्यूट नहीं आएगा.
Unless yes.
There's always scope. There is always scope. Trying to fill in for him rather by the management. I think he's talking about the Washington and Jadeja thing. Bro, it's like a 6 size trying. I mean, a 10 size, 6 size ka pair leke aap 10 size mein rakhoge. It doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
So
He has to grow
on that
into
note,
that position.
yeah, it's yeah.
You know, Anurag,
he can
Anurag,
grow
the
into
final,
that, but there is time. He can grow into that, but there is time for that.
The last
Jadeja,
comment.
this is
Yeah,
a fair
last two
comment
comments.
from Amit. This is what
Yeah.
I was talking about. That Sundar will eventually get better with time, and we
Yeah.
all expect him to get better. The kind of player he is, he's a brilliant player, to be honest. So let's just hope he
Yeah.
does get better. Just he
Yeah.
needs to tweak a bit. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, moving day indeed. The third day, yeah, talking about the third day. Kushagra just sums up
Forget
3
it,
days and
man.
then 3-3. The panel will
It's
understand.
been a
Yeah,
crap. It's been a
not even
crap
going to.
weekend.
Thank you so much for guys for joining. I think it's been a fabulous session. Not
Yeah.
such a fabulous day in totality, but
Yeah.
let's hope something will happen tomorrow that can cheer us a little bit, which I'm not really expecting to happen. But let's whatever. Thank you so much for joining. Please do keep it locked to the Sports Join. Smash the subscribe button and the bell icon just to get the notification whenever we're going live. We keep going live every day at 5:30 on match days and 10 p.m. on from Monday to Friday. So
Weekdays.
please do keep joining us. Thank you so much.